Greetings once more. My name is Russ Hatfield, along with my twin soul Kara, who is behind my shoulder and is a higher dimensional member of Ashtar Command stationed on Hades Space. This April, we leave the healing lessons behind and jump into chakras for a very short time. This lesson was channeled by Mark Crocker in 1999, and while we have heard mostly from Kara so far, now we get into other speakers like Omal in this one. Here, Omal corrects a practice of chakra building that I have been trying and explains how a life between lives influences our life now in a very important way. If, prior to being born, you programmed yourself to have an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, it's possible one could live forever. It's when the questing ends, so does one's life. It explains one way on how he's been able to live to over 100,000 years so far. You can follow our online transcripts at the link below at our homepage, centerforascension.org. Please subscribe if you want at the end of this video to be alerted to future channeling sessions, editorials from Kara and myself, and lessons from the Center for Ascension. And now, Chakra Building by Omal.
Okay, Kara and I were discussing these chakras lately. And we did a little practice with what she's been teaching. And one of the things I wanted to work with you on is the crown chakra. We dealt on that last week.
Oh, yes.
Working in my consciousness a little bit. She mentioned how between the third and the sixth dimension, the chakra has such a change of speed and opening, how fast it opens and closes. Well, when she mentioned the fact that you could work on bringing your chakra speed up, in practice of that, I've noticed that it does, in fact, bring about a certain level of newer consciousness. But I also find that with that, you get rather dizzy.
Yes.
Now, what kind of balance is needed then to maintain that speed and yet not get the dizziness?
Okay, you are increasing the speed of just one chakra, correct? You have to do all chakras.
In other words, say balance.
Correct. Does somebody have a clapper attached to that light?
No.
No, obviously not.
Okay. Now, benefits for this are...
Benefits?
Benefits are quite obvious. But now, is the speeding up of the crown chakra, I guess along with the others, a doorway into higher consciousness then?
Yes and no. Yes and no. It certainly is a doorway if you learn how to control it and use it properly. Also, if you have the intelligence and the intellect to be able to understand what is actually happening. If you don't and you accelerate and you have no comprehension of what you're doing, it is an exercise in futility. If you don't comprehend or plan accordingly, what are you going to do with the increase in awareness? Are you going to have the desire to do anything with that increase in awareness? So it is something that you have to have the intellect and the intelligent capability to be able to use it.
I see. So it's similar in ways to metaconcert.
Yes, but on a personal level.
On a personal level. Okay.
It is more tuning your body and mind. If you remember, it has been discussed in the past that, how can you have or extend your life if you don't have a healthy body and a healthy mind and a healthy spiritual existence? After all, you can have a healthy mind that will run for an indefinite period of time, but if the body is not healthy, then it fails.
Okay, what I'm trying to understand is, we learned that the mind controls the body. In other words, a healthy mind produces a healthy body.
That is correct. That you have to have a healthy mind and the understanding to maintain the healthy body. You can keep a body healthy, but if the mind is no longer willing to continue for advancement, then the body will eventually fall into disrepair. It is, again, you can't have one without the other. To maintain a healthy body, you must have a healthy mind. To maintain a healthy mind, you must have a healthy body. After all, the physical body is nothing more than a vessel for the brain and the mental capacities related thereof too. it is important to continue to have a mental awareness as well as a physical well-being that are at a level that are equal. You can certainly drive a mind too hard as you can drive a body too hard. So it is a balance that is necessary. However, if you try to keep a body healthy, but you do not have the mental capacity or intellect or desire to keep a healthy mind, then the body, after a while, just becomes a vessel for an empty organ. So it is important to remember that it is necessary for a body to be healthy as well as a mind to be healthy.
And one of those is with chakras.
Correct.
And you can, if your chakras are hurting, so is the rest of your entire body.
As well as your mind.
But once your mind gets to the point where it can advance further in that particular incarnation, it doesn't matter anymore in a way, because you're supposed to be in another stage now, and your body, in a way, responds to that the mind cannot fulfill any more than it already has in a particular dimension or in a particular lifetime, correct?
That is correct. 99.9%. I won't quibble over the 0.1%. I would have worded this a little differently, but then you are not I, you are you, which is good.
So you're saying there is as she says, a limit to where you can grow to, and you can't advance any further?
Yes, to a certain extent. As I said, there is that 0.1%. The 0.1% is that it depends on how you pace yourself. If you have a constant questing for knowledge, a thirst for knowledge that is unquenchable, and you have the desire to maintain a healthy body plus a healthy mind, and you have that unquenchable thirst for knowledge, then theoretically your body should be able to go on for an indefinite period, getting older and older and more creaky as more and more things start to wear out. But with proper care and maintenance, theoretically the human body, the third-dimensional human body, could go on for an indefinite period of time. Death normally occurs when the desire to continue learning has ceased to be, or you have learned all that you wish to learn in that incarnation. But if you are programmed in your waiting period to have that insatiable questing for knowledge, and also programmed to have that capability for maintenance of the mind as well as the body, then theoretically it should go on forever. I say theoretically. Everybody has a limit where they eventually get to the point where they are no longer interested in learning anymore, or they become tired of learning. That is a point where most people that survive most traumatic events or illnesses give up. They have learned as much as they wish to in that incarnation. That is 0.1%.
When you get to the sixth-dimensional stage,
Mm-hmm.
and you're living for 1,000 years, I mean, it's the same situation. You go on indefinitely after beyond that.
Theoretically, yes.
Different settings, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Different terms.
So is that why you live so long?
I have a thirst for knowledge that would surprise you. My metabolism is different and my outlook on time is different. As I stated last week, a minute, an hour, a week, a year, after I finish my tea. And with this fifth-dimensional coffee mug that I was given to drink my tea from, that may be a few hundred years. I still haven't figured out how it keeps warm.
That's a good one.
Yes.
I'm trying to absorb all you said.
Okay. I see we are running dry on questions.
Mm-hmm.
I will depart.
Thank you.
Omal.
Live long, prosper, and I'll be back.
I'm sure.
For entertainment purposes, I will take the using 9mm with laser sights and the plasma rifle.